Our first contestant, Barbara Gross. I was prepared, Barbara Gross.
Well, I just want to start out by saying I was prepared, but you be the judge. Our corporate office is in Moscow, and every year we have a business meeting to talk about new products and the roadmap, and then we have a team building party. Now, last year I was shamefully unprepared. I wore this without thinking what the weather would be like. I had no bathing suit, no shorts. I ended up wearing this for the 5 days during this team building exercise in 100-degree heat with humidity. And I still got bit every square inch of me. This time, I was prepared. I went to REI. I got long sleeve shirts that contained bug spray. I bought a big bottle of bug spray that I would share with everyone. I bought hats, and I even bought a net. Okay, now maybe that's a little overkill, but it wasn't going to happen to me again. All I knew is that we were going from Moscow on a 10-hour train ride to the Republic of Karelia that's near Finland. I knew we were going to go jeep riding, motorcycle riding, horseback riding, and have a lot of things in the mud. That's all I knew. I was prepared. I get to the airport in plenty of time, SFO, and as soon as I show up to the airport, I meet a fellow colleague, Semyon, who says to me, "Where have you been?" "What do you mean, where have I been? I have plenty of time to check my bag." Well, the way the flight was created was we were going to start at Delta at SFO, and since Delta is a partner with Aeroflot, Delta will take our bag and check it all the way through to Moscow. Semyon tells me, "No, I stood in line, they're not going to do it. We have to pick up our bag at Delta baggage claim and then physically bring it and check it into Aeroflot." I'm like, this is unacceptable. So I'm in line with Semyon. I finally get up to the ticket agent. I said, "Listen, we were told you would check it all the way through." He said, "Not in this line." He said, "If you want to wait in special services, maybe they'll do something for you." I said, "We have 15 minutes to get on the plane." He said, "Well, there's no line over there." So I was TSA pre. I could fly through security, hopefully. Semyon was not. I said, "Semyon, you go through security. I'll meet you at the gate." We get to the gate just in time when we find out our flight is a half-hour delayed. Now, again, the way this flight was booked, we had about an hour to make this whole connection. And not only was the flight delayed, that once we landed at LAX, we're sitting on the tarmac because the gate's not available. Now, we're meeting another colleague, Derek, whose flight is initiating in LAX. I called Derek. I said, "Derek, we're sitting on the tarmac. What's going on with the Aeroflot flight? Are you boarding?" He said, "No, they're having baggage problems. So I'm going to save a place for you in line. Don't worry about it." Great. Flight lands, we get to the gate. I have 2 big carry-ons, and I'm doing an O.J. Simpson from the domestic Delta terminal to the international terminal. It's like 3 terminals, and here I go. And then I get to Aeroflot, and I said, "Listen, I'm TSA pre. My flight's leaving to Moscow. You have to let me on." And the security guys were great. They took my bags. They put me through in advance, and then I get through security. I said, "Where's gate 48? And Derek goes, "I'm over here." So Derek saved a place in line. I get on the plane. Great. Call Semyon while we're on the plane. "Semyon, what's going on?" Semyon says, "I have my bag, but they won't let me on the plane." "Why?" "It's too big. They have their rules. They wouldn't let him on. He had to take a flight the next day." So now we land in Moscow. We're at baggage claim, and everybody's getting their bag. You know what's coming. There's no bag for Barbara. So now I have to go to baggage claim. Now what makes matters worse is before I got on the Aeroflot flight, even though Delta gave me the boarding pass for Aeroflot, they insisted to give me an Aeroflot boarding pass. They took the Delta one, they gave me an Aeroflot one. the sticker that proved that I had a bag was on the boarding pass they took away from me. So now I'm in Moscow, I can't even prove I had a bag. This is not happening. But I talked to the lady, and because of computers, they actually found my tag. Great. Then I have to go to customs, and they're stamping. I had to sign in triplicate, stamp, stamp, stamp. So now we get to the meeting, and everybody sees me wearing this. This is the same outfit they saw me wear last year for 5 days. Every day we would do a presentation and I'd say, I bet you're wondering what I'm going to be wearing today. Now, we did 4 days of meetings and now we're on the train ride to Karelia. The bag still doesn't show up. So thank goodness my boss gives me sneakers, socks, a sweatshirt, and a raincoat, or else I don't know what I would have done. Every day I would check with Aeroflot. I'd send an email to Aeroflot and I get a response back. The first time it said test. It's Delta's fault. They left it there for 2 days in San Francisco. And then I check again. We're putting it on the next flight. And then the hotel would check for me. Nope, it's not there. Well, all I can tell you is I had a great time in Karelia wearing the same clothes. I get back to Moscow just, the day before I'm about to leave when the bag gets delivered to my hotel. And it looks like this. Yes, the bag arrived back to Moscow. Do you see all the tags? And these things, they all have different numbers on them. But yes, I thought it was hysterical. I laughed the whole time, but I was prepared. Thank you very much.